Well, it's happening. I am going to become 30.
And I'm at peace with that.
I've decided to wear this dress because, you know, once I turn 30, I'm just gonna give it away. You know, my life is just gonna change at the snap of a finger. I'm gonna throw away all my cute outfits because I'm gonna be 30, you know, and no one's gonna notice me. Oh my gosh, it's over. Not like anyone noticed me now. I mean, no one notices me. I guess I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna say goodbye to all my friends. Delete them all on my phone because I'm gonna be 30, so it's like, it's just gonna change everything. My whole life, it's just gonna, at the snap of a finger. That's just how it is going to be. My only friend, this is gonna be my only friend. This is gonna be the only friend that I have from now on. Just kidding. So, I just kind of wanted to start off in a way because I feel like people just have so many opinions on turning 30. Yes, I am months away from it. I'm gonna be 30. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But I don't really care. Here are some lessons that I have learned in my 20s that I really want to share with you. You don't need to follow them. These are just things that I've learned. These are my personal things. I'm not following what anyone else is saying, okay? This is stuff that I have learned from traveling alone, from being in relationships, from friendships, from just my whole experience till now. You know, you can do whatever you want with this information. I promise. Okay, so first I'm just gonna sort of talk about how I felt in my younger 20s. And it was a shit show. Big time.
Box over there, bye bye.
Yo, what up? It's Ariana. It's Christmas Day. This is recording, Popo. It's Christmas. I am with my mom, my grandma, and Gung Gung, and I will record my everyday life, and I don't care what anyone thinks of it. So, say something. You look good, no? I couldn't do nothing for you.
You can just see.
You cannot see the thing.
Look.
Popo, you crazy. How come you so crazy?
How you
You're crazy, you Popo Bully. How can you look over here, Popo? How can you look over here? Ah! I'm gonna get tapped. Big time. So when I was in high school, I was not the popular pretty girl. I was very tall, awkward, and skinny. Did not have any boyfriend at all. In fact, I remember liking someone in high school. My friend gave him a letter and he just laughed his ass off, and I went to the bathroom crying because I felt just like embarrassed, like, oh my god, nobody likes me. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt in high school. My college years, I would say when I first went to college, I realized how much I love going to rave. The reason why I love going to rave so much is because I honestly felt like no one was judging me. Because I felt like people judged me all the time when I was in high school. Because I looked different from everyone else. I was like 5'10", really, really thin. But in high school in Hawaii, it's not an attractive look. And that feeling just kind of surfaced into college, into San Francisco, and I was just I was pretty damn insecure. That's why I like to go to parties, because I feel like people could just leave me alone. I'll do my thing, just dance in front of a speaker, and that was literally what I did nonstop. I would go to raves and just dance all the time. Literally everyone's like, yeah, you're always gonna go to the speaker. I love dancing at the speaker. I'll be at the front the entire night just dancing because I love music so much, and just have this huge connection with music, and I still like music to this day. But to be fair, I would say that when I was in my younger 20s, the number one thing that I cared about was definitely having fun and enjoying life. I just wanted to have a good time. I wanted to have fun with friends. I didn't want any drama, and I'm still like that. I don't ever want drama with anyone. I just wanted to enjoy life. Like, I wanted to go to music festivals, I wanted to go to raves, I wanted to go to just events because it's so fun hanging out with people, and I didn't want to regret anything. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is like, I didn't want to be an older person and be like, oh, I regret not going. I regret not going to those events, because I would see older people at events and I just couldn't help but feel sorry for them, because I was like, oh, they probably didn't go out to events when they were younger, so they're doing it now. That's how I thought. Not that it's bad, but I feel like I didn't really think too much about my career. I think it was more into my mid-20s that I was like, bitch, get a good job, get a good job. Because I've always pictured myself, whether or not I was in a relationship, being an independent person who was making my own money for myself. That was something I always imagined. I just wanted to have a job that I was proud of more than anything. And I wanted to be in some sort of artistic field. First it was fashion, and then it slowly turned into graphic design, because there were no jobs in visual merchandising or fashion around the time of the tech boom, which was I graduated in 2014. So that was literally around the time that Facebook and e-commerce shopping, Amazon, all these things were becoming big. And I was trying to get a job working in shops that were closing down. So yeah, finding a job was difficult. It was not easy in any way. I worked my ass off. I mean, I taught myself graphic design, went to a user experience boot camp, and I finally got my first job. Oh my God. This is where we get into like mid to late 20s. This is where I'm kind of adulting, or at least trying to adult. This is where I'm like, yes, I'm a working woman. I got a job. I got a boyfriend. Hell yeah, this is awesome. I know how to be an adult, but I'm still gonna have fun, but I'm still gonna adult. So that's kind of where I was around that time, like 24, 25 to 6, maybe 27. And around 27, this is like the year. This is the year that just like I feel like they always say, it's kind of right when you're hitting your 30s where you kind of just go into this new phase, like where you start to look at your life differently, you start to take other things more seriously, you start to think, you really start to plan your future. I think that's the big one. You really start to plan your future. And I remember I moved to the suburbs. I was living in the suburbs with a house, expensive car with my boyfriend, and it was awesome. But I remember thinking to myself, like, is this the rest of my life? Suburban life? Just like housewife living? Not that there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing at all wrong with it. It's just that talking to my friends, they're like, you're a city girl. You're a free spirit girl. Like, you are a free spirit. I don't see you living in the suburbs the rest of your life. I see you actually living in different parts of the world. I see you having different types of friends, like all ages, all ethnicities, all incomes. I've always wanted to go to Burning Man. I still have never been to Burning Man. I just remember thinking to myself, am I ever gonna go to Burning Man? Am I ever gonna go to awesome music festivals again? Or is this just the rest of my life? And then that was kind of when the breakup happened. So I don't want to go into the details like at all. It was traumatizing. It was tough. I cried nonstop, and that was when I was 27. I lived with an older lady for about 4 months, and living with her was difficult because she had so many rules I had to follow. I could tell that she was kind of, well, she mentioned this when I moved in. She mentioned that she was depressed, she was going through stuff. So it was just like negative energy all around. Like, I'm depressed, she's depressed, we're all just depressed in a depressed house together, and I have to follow your like 10 pages of rules in the house, like quiet hours and all these steps I have to take if I take a shower, and there's like 5 different trash cans where I have to split my trash up, and she's like watching my every step. She'll make comments about how often I use the bathroom. just stuff like that. Anyways, at this point I was like, I can basically only go up from here. I'm pretty down. Like this whole situation sucks big time. It's like I have nothing to lose at this point. So I don't know how I got the guts to do it, because I'm pretty shy, timid person, but I managed to ask my job for a raise and then I asked if I could start working remote, and they approved both, and I started working remote. I decided I'm gonna move back home to Hawaii. I really wanted to be home so badly. I just wanted to be with my mom more than anything. I was in Hawaii for about a month, and I think 2 weeks after I got back, that's when I bought my one-way plane ticket to Barcelona. I booked my Airbnb for 2 weeks, and partly why I thought I could travel also was because I lived with this lady and she was so difficult to live with, and I literally told myself, if I can live with this woman. Oh, side note, the lady I was staying with, she also had an Airbnb. I was living with her in my room, but she had another room for Airbnb guests. So I kind of got to see different people from all over the world come to her Airbnb, and I would like kind of chat with them a little bit, which was interesting. But anyways, I told myself, like, if I can live with this woman, I can live with anyone, literally. And to this day, I don't know how many Airbnbs I've stayed at, but I think probably 10, 15, maybe 20, like maybe 15, up to 15 Airbnbs. None of them were as bad as living with her, so it was almost like training. It was like, if you can live with this woman, then you can live with anyone. It's kind of true. I know how to deal with different personalities. All my Airbnb hosts, they're really nice. Most of them are just like older, like an older lady or like couple. Everyone was really sweet though. So I didn't have any issues after that, any of my Airbnbs. But anyways, when I was 27, that's kind of when I started traveling. And basically over the past 3 years, 29 now, I have been working remote and staying in Hawaii as my home base and traveling for about 1 to 2.5 months at a time. And I went to 9 different countries, mainly in Europe, 1 in Japan, and that's kind of how it's been. And I guess hitting this age, like 30, I kind of look at it as like the past 3 years, it was sort of a bridging stone. It was like another chapter in my life, basically. Like these past 3 years have been a chapter of growth, independence, strength, learning so much about yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and just learning about who you are. But I think now, you know, once I turn 30, hopefully once I can travel to Europe again, once Europe opens up, I think this is going to be a whole nother chapter of my life, because I'm gonna want to move to Amsterdam. That's my goal. That's what I've been wanting to do forever, like years at this point, at least a year. That's gonna be a whole nother chapter for me. I just wanted to kind of go over what my 20s was like, just so you get an idea. Hopefully that can let you know what it was like for me in my 20s, so that you have a better idea of how I'm judging my lessons in my 20s, because obviously everyone has their own different experience and different lessons that they've learned while they were in their 20s. So now we are going to start with number 1. My number 1 thing that I have to say: forget what society wants of you. Forget it, because them, okay? Like, do what you want. Who gives a about what anyone else wants of you? Obviously, if you're gonna hurt someone or do something bad, don't do it. But do whatever you feel like you want to do. You don't need to be married by 30. You don't need to have a boyfriend by 30. You don't need to make 6 figures by 30. You don't need to have the dream job of your life by 30. Like, I have no idea what I want to do. I mean, I have a general direction. I know it's art related. I always want to do something with art or music or video, illustration, stuff like that. I always know that, but it's just kind of like I'm sitting in this plane and I'm just in it for the ride, and I'm just kind of seeing where life takes me at this point, because my life did a whole 180 when I turned 27 that time. And I never ever, I mean, I always did want to travel, but I didn't I really didn't think it was gonna happen. It's not like I was like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna happen. I'm probably gonna like backpack traveling the world by myself. That's what's gonna happen. That's my future. No, definitely did not ever think that for once. So please do what feels right for you. If you want to, if there's something you're passionate about, don't let your parents, your friends, nobody tell you that you shouldn't be doing it if it's something that you're passionate about, something that your heart is leading you towards. Do it. And them. Now we are going to number 2. This is such a good one because I think that a lot of people don't even realize that they're in it until they look back on their life. They're like, damn. Don't try to change yourself for anyone's approval. If someone wants you to change or be someone else because they just want to change you, then them, seriously. And the thing is, it's not like they're doing it on purpose, you know? Like, I don't think people are like, oh, you need to like this now. You need to do this. You need to like this. You need to like this and this and this and this. No, I mean, I think people will subtly be like, oh yeah, we should do this now. Oh, you're gonna like this now. We're gonna do this now. But don't ever try to, if you don't like it, be like, bitch, I don't like it. That's how it's gonna be. Don't change yourself. Because the more that you change yourself, the more you lose who you are. And the people that you hang out with are probably not the people that you're meant to hang out with. I personally, I like to hang out with people of all different ages, ethnicities, races, income levels, gender choices, whatever. I literally, like, honestly, if you saw my friends, you'd be like, wait, what? I don't get it. What kind of person are you? You have so many different types of friends. It's weird, but it's true. Okay, so now we're gonna go into number 3. This is a really good one, and it took me a while to learn this lesson. Well, not a while, it's not like forever, but I feel like later in my 20s, this is when I was like, this is such a good insight. This is something that I should tell people who are trying to learn about life. You don't need to see your true friends every day. That's it. That is my lesson. That's number 3. You don't need to see your true friends every day. I think that there's a lot of people, you know, you hang out with your clique. You see them every single day. And then you slowly stop hanging out, like something happens. Something, you go to the doctor, you travel for a while, and then you just don't talk anymore. For me, because I travel a lot, I travel by myself a lot, I need those core people. I've got about maybe like 10 or less, 5 to 10 solid core friends, people that I can call up, cry to, and just, you know, maybe we didn't talk for weeks, for months. Just knowing you have core people, that is the key. Have those core people you do not need to talk to every day because life gets busy, things happen, people move, get a new job, but they're always gonna be in your life. These are people that you know deep down, they're gonna be your friend till you die, till you're old. And I feel like I have that. And it takes time to find those people. You start to realize these types of people later in your later 20s. You're like, oh, this person, I think they're gonna be my friend for life. I think I'm gonna always know them. We may live in other places of the world, things might happen, we might not talk for months or even years, but this is a core friend. This is like a true friend. And that is when you've hit the jackpot, because it's good. It's good to have those types of people. That's the best. Now we're going into 4. I'm saying this one and it's tough because I know that I don't follow this myself. I literally know that I'm still working on this rule, but this is something I gotta remind myself, and it's almost like, do it. Take your time. You don't need to rush. This is so important for me because I'm just like, my natural state is rush. Ever since I was born, I was just like, hurry, let's go fast. I'm an Aries, and Aries are like the fire, they're the first sign. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I really don't know, but I'm always like fast, hurry, rush, high energy, go. Always. I've been like that my entire life. It's just who I am at this point. Like, I've accepted it, and I don't really I like it. Sometimes I wish that I could just chill out and like slow down more, but take your time. You don't need to rush. And this pertains to anything. Like, I feel like so many people are like, oh, I need to have this by this age.
I need to get this in a week. I need to have this in a month. I need to do this by this. I need this. I need to.
Moving on. Now we move into number 5. Five, my tip or my lesson would be, you're literally never gonna be ready, so just do it. I think people that you see, successful people, you're like, yeah, they waited until they were ready to do it. You're never gonna be ready. I can swear to you, I was not ready to travel by myself to Europe. It's not like I was like, okay, I'm ready, I can do this now. I was not ready. I was miserable, sad, scared, lonely. I didn't know what to do, but I just did it. It's almost like, even like I went skydiving like 4 months ago. I was not ready to do that, but I did it. The truth is, no one is ever ready to do it. They jump into it, and when you're jumping into it is literally when you're learning. That's when you're making the mistakes. That's when you're starting to grow and figure it out, and you're like, okay, I think I'm actually ready. But now you're jumping into the next thing, and you're just kind of in this perpetual state of like always learning, and that's the way it should be. Because if you're ready for it, then it's probably not hard enough for you. Just saying. And now we're gonna go to number 6. Number 6. This is just, I really like this saying because this is something my godfather told me, and it stuck with me like my whole life. Whenever you feel down, always have something that you can do to cheer yourself up. I remember being in my younger 20s and, you know, things would happen. I'd feel sad, down about, I don't know, who knows what, my hormones, whatever. And my uncle was just like, you need to make sure that you always have something, you know, whenever you're down, something that you can do to make yourself feel better. Drawing, running, meditating, listening to music. And that stuck with me my entire, like, till now. Obviously right now, if I'm sad, I'll feel the sadness, but I really do try to make sure that I do something to make myself feel better. I think, like, I'll say for me, I love listening to music and walking. That's probably my thing. Or drawing. I love drawing a lot. Watching funny TV shows. Just don't feed into the sad. I mean, be sad. That's fine. Or angry or whatever. But always try to bring yourself up. Feel the pain, go through it. But just don't ever forget. You need to make sure that you make time for yourself, because you are always number 1 in your book. Make your own time. Make your me time. It's just really important. And now we're moving into the very last one. I only have 7, sorry. I don't have a million, I don't have 20, I don't have 30 tips. These are just 7. This is where we're going, 7. This is so important, and it's kind of cliche and tacky, but you know what? Sometimes the cliche tacky stuff is the best thing, and sometimes it's totally true, so just take it. Always choose happiness over money. Choose happiness over everything. The number 1 thing is happiness, is always just going with your joy. Going for the path that makes you happy, whatever your heart is leading you towards. Don't ever choose something for money or greed or status, anything like that. I don't think I've ever actually, I mean, I have been, like, obviously I like making money. Yeah, money's great. But I think happiness and enjoying life has always been a number 1 for me, always. And I think you realize it even more, especially when you get into your later 20s. It's like, this is my life. This is my lifetime. How do I want to experience this life? I want to enjoy it. I don't want to spend the rest of my life on a cogwheel, miserable, with $1 million in my bank. No, I've met too many depressed millionaires, and I've met too many happy people with nothing in their bank account. And I'm not saying being poor is happy or being rich is sad. I'm saying choose what makes you happy and don't let other things sway you. That is so important, and that is my number 1 thing. That is my takeaway that I'm gonna give you, because I think it is the most important thing. Always choose happiness over anything else. Now I'm gonna just cry. I'm gonna cry because I'm turning 30. Just kidding. I'm not gonna cry at all. I don't even really care that much that I'm turning 30, to be honest. I literally feel like I'm younger. Like, for me, I look up to people who are happy at every age. My grandmother lived to almost 102, and she was still a happy, glowing person. I know you can live a happy, full life. I have seen it. I've seen tons of happy people at every single age, tons of sad people at every single age. Don't ever think that an age, a number, is gonna stop you and bring you down. That's what society wants of you. You know, the biggest you can do to society is love yourself and be happy with who you are. Because the truth is that the media and brands and society and television, social media, they want you to feel like garbage. They want you to feel like shit. And then if you buy whatever it is, if you subscribe to whatever it is that they sell, if you follow whatever it is that they have, you're gonna be happy and your life is gonna be like fulfilled. It's just like the best. You're like, my life, it's back to normal. I bought this bra and I'm so happy now. I bought this dress and now my life is complete. No, I'm a rebel. Like, I don't like to follow the rules. And it's funny because I honestly feel like by me loving myself and accepting who I am at this moment, that is the biggest to society that you could possibly do. If you can just be happy and satisfied with who you are and accept, you know, I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm this at times, but still accept who you are, then you're like, you're making the government, you're making society, you're making television, you're making brands sad. And that makes me laugh. It does. I find it funny. Anyways, my dog, she wants me to take her out. She's begging me to leave. She's my only... No, I'm just kidding. I really hope that this helps you. I just don't ever think that you need to be any way. Live your life, go with your heart, do what makes you, what you're passionate about. I hope that this inspires you to just, in some way, in any way possible. Anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much for taking time to watch this video. I will see you in the next video.